everything.
What's up, everybody? Tommy Hayden with Combat Matrix here, and I'm here with Sammy Cassidy, the Muay Thai instructor here at Southside MMA, right opposite the beach. It's amazing. Sammy, how you doing?
I'm well, brother. I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I've been hanging out here for most of the day, and it's been a wonderful experience. I love your guys' class. I love the energy of the place. It's just, it's all really phenomenal. It's really good. So.
It's good something we pride ourselves on, especially, we having new people through the doors and a new startup business, making sure everyone comes in, they feel welcome, they have a good time, they enjoy themselves,
Yeah, that's awesome. And so, like, your Muay Thai program, you're one of the few foreigners who are here teaching Muay Thai actively.
Yeah, so, like, obviously, originally I started at another gym down the road, and, I kind of just got the opportunity to create my own program and create my own thing. So, grabbed the ball by the horns there and went for it. And so far we're doing really, really well. Amongst other things, I do a lot of other striking, MMA striking, boxing, things like that. Muay Thai is obviously my main passion, but we have a really good program happening now. As far as we're probably 3 months old as a gym, and I think we're more successful than any other gym that's been around for such a short amount of time.
Yeah, you guys definitely have an excellent amount of group of people who are training here. You've got a great set of coaches to work with and learn from. And again, the atmosphere here is wonderful. It's a good level to where, I think I was in jiu-jitsu this morning, there were 20 people on the mat, which is a good level.
Yeah.
We're
going more for the age-old saying of quality over quantity.
Yeah.
All well and good for these other gyms that can facilitate having 70, 80 people on the mats and stuff like that, but you can't control that. You know what I mean? There's no love from the coach in that aspect as well. It's very hard for 3 people to be able to teach 70 people, or even to be able to watch them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we always have the saying, less is more.
Less is more. Yeah. Yeah, and I think what you guys have done here is just created a great area. Obviously, you're opposite the beach. You're the only gym in Phuket that's opposite the beach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're on a big island. We're the only ones.
Yeah. And that's another cool part is you're down in Rawai.
Yeah.
And I don't live in Rawai, but if I didn't have to travel as much as I travel, I would live down in Rawai.
It's like I said, obviously everyone that first initially comes here, you end up on the soy.
Yeah.
We're Soy Thai, for people that don't know it, Fitness Street. And it's cool, it has its own elements to it. It's a fantastic place. And then majority of people move around a little bit, they might go to Patong and things like that, but Rawai is just the best place. The food here, the landscape, the people, it's all just a little bit different down here.
I like what you guys are doing. It's a nice atmosphere.
I think we're like I said, we're 3 months old and we've had majority of the biggest names on the island. They'll come through here at some stage.
Yeah, I saw Phil Hawes here the other day.
Yeah, so I've been working pretty closely with Phil lately as well, just on his striking and just adapting a bit more, kicking into his game. He does a lot of his boxing with another coach as well, and so but these people on the highest echelon of their game, they should be able to pick and choose and take knowledge from other people, So
yeah.
So I don't give a shit, man. Go train where you want to train. But if you train it with me, we get our work in and hopefully implement it with him.
Yeah.
So I got through Phil. Obviously I just worked with Darren Till for his last fight. So we're getting really good quality people down here already.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you want to see, right? And that's the excellent thing. That's what I'm talking about, with the vibe here, or even the culture you're building, is a culture of chill, relax, and we're welcoming.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah, we're right in that threshold of being really cool and young and accepting and fun, but man, when it's time to work, man, I put these people through the fucking burner,
That's the good part.
It's
that's the fun part.
Exactly right. I'm just trying to, I'm still evolving as a coach as well and finding that happy medium of, I'm your friend, but it doesn't mean I'm going to let you fucking slack off, If anything, I pride myself on, you're representing myself in the gym at the same time, so it's fucking balls to the wall,
Yeah. That's the fun part about being a coach.
Yeah.
Right? It's when I was doing that, I wanted to put as much in as possible, because like that's my family. I love those guys.
Exactly right.
Right. It's from the heart. It's all that energy. It's from here.
Yeah. 100%. Like I said, it's a representation of yourself as well. You know. So I'm not going to give them a half-assed effort if they're going to go out and represent me, am I? You know. No. I want to make sure that I can put the best possible thing together that I can, along with them.
So when you're working with these guys, are you studying film and things like that?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. So like, obviously I was a fighter for a while, but unfortunately my ambition exceeded my ability a little bit with my fighting career. Like I only had 10 fights, but in those 10 fights I fought 2 world champions, like WBC world champions. You know, like. Oh wow. So like I was just always game and always mentally very strong, thinking no matter what I can take on any person any day. But I was like, my ability didn't quite match my ambition, you know, like I needed to do a bit more, but I've really found my calling as a coach. Like I'm a lot better coach than I was a fighter, and I was still a good fighter. Yeah. But so I just have like a little bit of an eye for things that some people miss out, and the boys can attest to that, like Phil and Darren and things like that, and small things that we picked up and taken in that they really help them, grow as a fighter as well. So
that's what's up.
That's exactly what I'm there for, you know? Yeah. That's why I'm getting paid the big bucks, they say. Yeah. Which is not much in Thailand.
Yeah, but see, that's a great part, right? Is like, life is so affordable here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And, and I talk with still a lot of the guys that are active back in the States that I've known for over 15 years now, right? I still talk with them, and it's really difficult for them to be active back at home. And I've asked them, like, yo, bro, like, do you want to come out here and just get some experience? It can be Muay Thai. Yeah. You can get boxing. You can get other sports. Like, you can get out here and test yourself. And I think that that's another great thing, like affordable living and far more opportunities. Now, you're not making 2 and 2,000. No, you're not making 20 and 20,000. You're making like 500,
maybe 1,000 if you're really
maybe
lucky.
1,000, yeah.
But it's also the comparison of living, Yeah. Like one of the things, like with my family, I told them when I packed up and left, I was like in Australia, I was making ridiculously good money. You know what I mean? Like I worked on like tower cranes and things like that, and I fucking hated everything about it. You know? Yeah. So I just said to them, man, I'd rather be poor and happy than rich and miserable. You know? So like, I get more satisfaction out of like. It's funny now, like. I used to love this fine dining bullshit and going to steakhouses and that. And now if I find like a 40 baht meal, that's like,
fuck yeah.
I'm like calling everyone, man, you got to get down here and try this, like, it's funny how the tides change, but this is what the place can do to you, and it makes you appreciate your life a lot more.
Yeah. Well, dude, plus, part of the culture, the Sabai life, right, is, or like Mai Ben Rai, I love that. Exactly. So like, it is, just let things be, relax.
Like I tell all the boys that are first initially coming over here, just understand that a trip to 7-Eleven might take you 10 minutes. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you'll find out straight away.
Figure it out,
yeah. And then they're in there, they're like fucking panicking. And I was like, what did I tell you? Like, they don't give a shit. They're on their own time and you're on their time. Yep. So it's good, man. It's good to have this lifestyle and more longevity, I think.
Yeah. I love living in Thailand. I mean, I've been here for 8 years and I absolutely love it. There's a reason I stayed,
I just returned, like I had to go home for a couple of weeks, and the first interaction I had when I was in Australia was like a $6, so like 450 baht bottle of water, and I was just like, fuck. Yeah. I was like, yep, no, get me out of here. That's it.
Going home. Yeah. See ya.
Exactly right.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of like, my mission down here is I want to help spread, the word about you guys, about other gyms. Yeah. And I really think that, I believe that South Florida right now is the mecca of MMA in the world. Like, that's the spot. If you're going to go somewhere and train and, like, get some crazy shit in, like, that's the spot. But if you look, there's, like, the same level or amount, not the same level, but the same amount of gyms here with the same potential. Yes. It's not the same level. There's not that many on the same level. Yeah. There's just some, right? And you guys are definitely shaping up to be one of those gyms.
We're gonna be that gym within the next year or so. We all have the same kind of drive and mentality, and like as you're saying, I believe you're right as well. South Florida's crazy at the moment for MMA as a whole. Yeah. But like, you come here, and then you might have way better wrestling here than you will in South Florida, obviously Muay Thai striking is going to be better here. But as a whole, it's more about you're going to have to selectively choose your disciplines rather than it all being put together as one. But like I said, it's maybe not the same level as MMA, but it kind of can peak in other disciplines.
Well, dude, I mean, for like, look at one championship, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So like, yeah, Muay Thai, kickboxing, like, yeah. And that's something I learned. So I'm a wrestler by trade. I was really bad at striking. I was really bad. So, and you'll know this story, I initially started to learn how to strike orthodox. But I'm a wrestler, so I wrestle southpaw. And I was trying to learn, and my coach is like, hold on, you always switch to take your shots. How about we just teach you southpaw?
It's exactly what I did with our wrestling coach last week.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Dude. He was just coming down and doing it, and I was like, why? Like, because he would just get stuck in transition all the time. I was like, and I don't know wrestling from a bar of shit, you know what I mean? So I was like, what's with your left foot, man? Like, why? And he goes, that's how I wrestle. And I was like, well, why the hell are you standing in orthodox? And he's like, I don't know. I just thought I had to stand that way. And I was like, no, man. I said, I just need you to get close enough to grab them, you know what I mean? Like, and then 2 days after, he's like smacking jabs and everything felt good. His balance was on. I was like, God. I never knew that you wrestled front, rear foot forward. I was just like, well, yeah, see, it's just something that I didn't know about.
Yeah, with wrestling, I mean, that's like your stability. Like you're stepping with it, you're supporting a lot of weight on it, and driving.
Like in striking, it's the other way. That's you want your foot you'd use to drive your punches and going through. So that was cool. It was cool to know that, and so now I can understand people a bit more.
Well, plus what you're gonna see is like the good part about Muay Thai, right? And this changed me. So I was mainly boxing back home in the States. Right. But then when I came over here, the staying away, jabs on the outside, lead hooks, crosses, shots, like that worked, but not all the time. Like my boys started to catch on to me. And so like shit had to evolve and change.
Especially when you're bringing your feet into the equation, you know what I mean? You're stepping in, getting leg kicked and getting body kicked. You're like, oh, fuck this, I'm not doing this. And
they have timing that's not the same, like in the States, right?
Exactly
There's timing's different, and it's way better, guys.
I'm 100% an advocate, man. Muay Thai is the best striking there is. You can incorporate everything into it, but as a whole, it can't beat Muay Thai, especially for MMA.
And I think Muay Thai and especially like Jiu-Jitsu go together really well. And that's like
a lot of work, you know, clinch work and stuff like that. You have a lot of similar grips and things, so it's like a comfort for some people to know that you can transition into the same things. Like trying to work with DJ and Campbell now, you know, both really high-level black belts. I was like, and they're trying to learn to strike. I'm like, what are you doing? You just kick these people. So for 1 year, they're going to start accumulating points and hopefully land a good kick. Or 2, they take you down, then we're exactly where we want to be. And then they're like, oh shit, that makes sense, you know. Like,
dude, that's high-level jiu-jitsu guys. Don't give a fuck. Just throw kicks.
Just throw kicks, man, please.
Just launch them.
And then like,
I hate it. I hate it.
Campbell the other day, and he was landing good body kicks, and the guy's like, I don't know what to do. I said, see, bro, you've already beaten him. He doesn't want to take you down. You just keep accumulating points. Even if you just kick him for 3 rounds, you win the fight. Everyone's like, oh, cool, he's a stand-up guy now, you know? Just understanding the game is a good thing.
Well, like that was like the good part for like the Diaz brothers, right? That's what made them so effective is they just didn't care. They're like, okay, take me down.
See what happens.
So that's great, man. And it's wonderful that you're able to tie all this stuff in and start working with the high level dudes here.
Well, like obviously my striking's my prowess, and I'm not by any means a great MMA coach, but like I said, I've got a subtle eye for details. I can put the boys into positions where they can continue on in their disciplines, you know? Which is great for me because I'm learning from some of the best. So now I'm starting to develop my own game where, you know, a year from now I will be one of the best MMA coaches around, as well as one of the best Muay Thai coaches.
There you go.
So I'm just getting to evolve my game, and you know, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people can become complacent. Like you said, like there's only a few of us foreign coaches over here, and that's, you know, it's awesome. It's a testament. Like, I'm heavy in the Thai culture, and I love everything about that. But I still want to keep evolving myself. You know, keep growing, keep learning, keep doing things. So it's just cool to kind of transition in between both now. I
mean, that's what I see happening here, and that's the importance of like sharing all this stuff.
Well, that's good. And like the team that we have, man, you know, like you got 8-time world champion jiu-jitsu, and we're all kind of under the same impression that we're a team, you know. DJ needs my striking, I need his jiu-jitsu, Campbell needs the both of it, you know what I mean? Like, so we're all like on the path for the greater good as a team. at the moment, what we have here and what we're building is pretty special, honestly. And I think we're going to end up being the premier gym in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Like we know the big name gyms over here, they've been here for 10, 15 years to establish what they have.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to do it a lot quicker than them.
Well, yeah, I mean, they made this a place.
Yeah, exactly,
like the most internationally traveled.
Yeah.
Guys, and this is important for all of you. This is the most internationally traveled place in the world for fighting. Give me 2 seconds. My shit's about to run out of battery.
Save the day. Save the day.
Crisis averted. We're good, man. So, okay. Before I had to run away, we were talking about. Sorry, I'm still kind of intoxicated from.
Phuket being the most traveled place for fighting.
That's right, dude. So this is a thing, right? It's such a fertile place to grow. What they've created here is something that is a hidden gem for everybody in the world who fights. Come here. Come here. Seriously.
Live cheap, train hard, train good.
Yeah,
that's
live
what I tell everyone, like,
dude.
Your money goes so much further here. You don't have the outside bullshit of whatever's happening, work-wise, family, girlfriend, whatever. It's like, I don't understand people that don't come here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, you just, being detrimental to yourself.
Well, like, if, when I came out here and saw what it was, like, even now, because I avoided Phuket. Guys, I avoided Phuket. And I avoided Phuket because I'm going to edit that out. but no, like, coming to Phuket, I wish that I had done that when I was 25, 24, 23. When I did finally come out here, I'd opened my eyes to where, like, fuck. Because, like you said earlier, right? It's different.
There's the pros and the cons.
You have Muay Thai, you have boxing, you have all this.
Yeah. That's what like, and now especially this day and age, it's evolved. There's people have evolved. There's a lot more, stability as well. So you've got the communication from your foreign coaches. You've got the best of the best with everything like that. But like you said, you might run into like some big daggy bear on the mat. Not the friendliest person in the world, but at the end of the day, you're not here to make friends. You're here to train. You're here to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Like obviously you're still you want to have some amicability amongst each other, but it's just there's no place like in the world that you can get the quality of training that you can in like Phuket.
It's variety too.
That's what I was saying before. What I mean? People's disciplines here, their specific disciplines are going to be better than anywhere else in the world. Yeah. Like the wrestling with the Daggy boys and the Russian boys, and then you got striking with some Thai guys that you've never even heard of that had 500 fights and would just take your head off for fun. Yeah. It's just so much.
There'll be these little dudes that just toss you and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah.
So much diversity here, man. So it's insane that people at the top of their game aren't out here. Like, if you think about it, you know what I mean? Like Brendan Loughnane, the PFL world champion, he's here non-stop all year. Volk's out here every year at Bangtao with all the boys down there. Like Peter Yan's here all day, every day. Like Rafael Fiziev, Anatoly, like the best of the best are here. Yeah. And people get confused, like, I don't have my head coach out there and stuff. It's like, come out and get the work, go home, put it together for the last couple of weeks. Yeah. I'm on the thing now, like obviously we just started my fight team and things like that. I'm like, this is your chosen career. This is how you've chosen to make money. Why the fuck aren't you studying every night? You know what I mean? Like, why don't you have notes? Why don't you have things like that? And now all my pro boys, they have to carry a notepad with them. And at the end of every session, 2 things that you did well, 2 things you did bad. And you look at it at the end of the day, and then they don't understand it. And then after like 2 months, everyone's like, oh, now I understand exactly what you're fucking saying to me, So this is what you need to work on. Yeah. Even if it's a combo that I give during that day and they really worked, they really liked it, take it with them. Yep. And they're understanding that. So you'll see at the end of my sessions, there'll be like 20 dudes like writing on a notepad, like dripping sweat on it and shit. But it's kind of like an affirmation type of thing as well, because you're just writing it, you're visualizing what's happening rather than just forgetting.
And that means I have to come to one of your classes. I have to feel this pain.
Yeah, that's it.
It's fun. That's why we're down here. We're down here to train. Dude, thank you so much.
My pleasure, man.
It's great to talk with you.
I appreciate it. And taking the time.
Guys, come down to Southside. Try it out.
You want to become better? This is where you go.
Yeah.
Got the best of the best coaches, and we put it all together. And like you said, and we're the only kind of one-stop shop as well. We've got physiotherapists out the front. We've got a pool, sauna, ice bath, steam room. Like, you don't even have to leave the gym pretty much. Yep. And we've got accommodation, so you really don't have to leave the gym.
Yeah, and you're in a great spot. Great spot of the island. I really like Rawai.
Yeah. we're
guys.
lucky where we are, but we're making the dream come true.
Yeah. Well, thank you again.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right. See you guys.